interplay of empaths and narcissists. Dear Lightworkers, dear starseeds, we are so very pleased to connect with you on this October day of 2021. For you are our wonderful representatives on planet Earth in this great time of the awakening of the human race from the illusional delusion, the perception-deception that is the schoolroom planet Earth experience. What is this perception-deception? Mankind is very holy. Our soul, embedded in our human heart, is an aspect of God, a drop of water in the ocean of God consciousness, a tiny piece of the loving consciousness that is God. Yet here on earth we are deceived into feeling guilt and shame. We have been taught by a corrupt control system that we are not good enough, that we need to be governed and told what to do and how to behave. The objective of our earthly schoolroom is to overcome this programming and learn to love ourselves intensely and immensely as the holy sons of God that we truly are. The majority of those who populate the world do not realize that they are mind-controlled into guilt and shame, that the media, the television, the newspapers, social media are all set up to deceive us. They all spout the story that the control system wishes us to hear. The lies we are told are outrageous and nowhere near the truth. They are meant to foster fear, for people in the fear state are easy to control and manipulate. And these lies, this constant repetition of untruths, is how mankind is programmed. Repetition is the art of learning. Words repeated often and often come to be believed, and these words are said against low, resonant and heavy sounds that hypnotize the listener into belief. This is how our earthly schoolroom is set up. The young child is born onto this earth with no memory of his holy soul. He is as a blank slate that can be written on. And then as he grows up, he is programmed. Words are repeated over and over again by his parents, his teachers, his religion, his government, the medical system, and by all those with whom he is surrounded. These words become imprinted in his psyche, and he takes the ideas they hold as his own. And so is developed his belief system, and from that filter of understanding come the thoughts that he thinks and the words that he speaks. And so his beliefs and thoughts are not even his own. They are imprinted on him by the society around him. He is an automaton, spouting the words and ideas of what we might call the control system, and hating those around him who think differently. Planet Earth, as we have often said, is a schoolroom for designed souls to learn greater love, to learn to love themselves and their inherent divinity. This is how the schoolroom works. This is the great deception-perception that tempers, that molds the great brave souls that come to Earth into greater love. And babies are born with genetic predispositions from their soul nature and from the various experiences they have had in successive lifetimes. For mankind reincarnates onto this earthly plane over and over again. And so some are born as narcissists, and some are born as empaths. Narcissists ignore the distress, the hurt feelings of others. In fact, they feed off the sad and unhappy feelings of those around them. Narcissists have, in some way in their childhood, been manipulated to feel out of control. And so in adulthood, they have a need to control and manipulate themselves. Only so can they feel good. Narcissists have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep desire for excessive attention and admiration. They lack empathy. In fact, they enjoy criticizing and finding fault, for that gives them their deeply needed sense of superiority and control. They feed off the negative feelings of their brethren. Empaths, on the other hand, are sensitive to the feelings of those around them. They feel distress when others feel distress. They do their best to please, to love, to help, to ameliorate, to make better all divisive situations. Empaths choose their words carefully, so as not to cause angst and anguish in those around them. Empaths are loving and caring. And so this planet Earth deception perception is an interplay of empaths and narcissists, of those who love others and those who have only their own self-interest at heart. And yet empaths have one thing in common with narcissists, that is, that they do not love themselves. That is what we have all come to the Earth schoolroom to do, to learn to love ourselves, to love the divinity within. To overcome our earthly programming that we are sinful and should feel guilty and ashamed and release the loving flow of holy consciousness that is such an integral part of our soul. Dear Lightworkers, you are the ultimate empaths. For what could be more loving than that you volunteered to come to Earth to help mankind rise up out of his narcissistic and trained programming? And so, you have found your human life very challenging, very painful. For we empaths think those around us think and behave as we do, lovingly. And you have lived among narcissists who abused and denigrated you, and you felt guilt and shame, for you believed their denigrating words. You so tried to belong. You met harsh words with love. You attempted always to please. Yet you were so put upon, so constantly and fairly criticized, that you began to believe you were not worthwhile. You could not love yourselves. As you were truthful, you thought those around you told the truth, and eventually you took your reality, your sad and negative beliefs about yourself, from the words and deeds of your narcissistic brethren. The old saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," is so not true. We take our self-worth from the words and judgments of others, and so, being constantly put down, you came to think of yourselves as worthless. You did not belong, you were so kind and so loving. And now, dear ones, you are awakening to the truth. You are seeing what happened to you. You are seeing the big picture of human life. You now know that nothing wrong ever happened, for Earth is a schoolroom for divine souls to learn greater love for yourself and all of the divinity to which your soul belongs. All that you have experienced, all the pain that you have felt, has taught you, even more deeply, the importance of self-love. Going through the planet Earth hero's journey has given you greater understanding, has increased your love quotient. The choices you have made have refined your spirit according to your soul's desire. For everything that we experience here on Earth is planned. Our world is an interplay of empaths and narcissists. Empaths are at a higher frequency. They are often called old souls, and they are reaching for love in a world where the love vibration is not available to them. They are on Earth to overcome their programmed guilt and shame. Narcissists, on the other hand, are enmeshed in power and anger lessons. They are also here on Earth to overcome their dark programming and need for control, to break through to loving themselves. They love power over empaths because they feel good, taking out their anger on those around them, and having the empath cringe under the pressure of their outrageous lies and manipulative control. Such is the game we came onto this earth to play. Empaths and narcissists acting out their programmed behavior. As long as we stay entrenched in our programmed belief system, we will be given more and more painful lessons. Life is happening for us and not to us. All the challenges we have, all the difficulties we encounter, are given to us by the law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. It is these challenges that we plan for ourselves in our pre-life plan that we are here to overcome. Ask, each time a challenge, a conflict, a not preferred incident is experienced, what did I learn from this? If you can see the lesson in the not preferred event, you will have learnt that which the incident was meant to teach you. Everything is happening for our highest and best good, for us. By overcoming our programmed reactive emotions, by realizing our lessons, and learning to love ourselves for the divine beings we truly are, we release ourselves from karma, from the lessons we came here to learn. So, dear ones, dear wonderful souls, be of good cheer, for the best is yet to come. You are learning to love your divine selves and your divine brethren as the truly great souls that you all are. The goal of human life is to love yourself deeply and immensely, to realize your divinity while in a human body, to know your worth as the drop of water in the ocean of God consciousness that you truly are. Love and light, dear friends, love and light. And as you free yourself of your earthly programming, as you find your way back to unity and love, you know that the best is yet to come. Indeed, the best is yet to come. That was Aita channeling her higher self. We are blessed beings, indeed.